At the very start, it was the start. Everyone needs to start somewhere. Whee!
It's not scripted.
Welcome to Bloomieland!
Created in chaos. If you couldn't tell already.
Oh, we have been so excited to make this for you. It's been a year of Bloomies. Absolutely unbelievable. But we just feel like there's so much that's went on behind the scenes that you don't know about, that maybe a lot of people wouldn't want to tell others, but we want to tell you.
It's important. There's so many valuable lessons that we think other people, whether you wanting to start up a small business, that's kind of side hustle, doesn't have to be your main thing. You want to start a business with your friend. We've just had so many things where we're like, is this even relatable, or is this a completely nightmarish thing just happened to just us? Because we actually can't tell. But anyway, putting it out there in the world, hopefully it resonates with some people or inspires people.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's it really. But I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Sherry. And together we're Betty's Bloomies! Bloomies!
Bloomies of the day.
Today we're wearing the Nifties! They have pockets. Let's just go back to where it all began. As most love stories begin, ours started online. Yay! We met on Instagram, but then we met in real life
at London Fashion Week. This was how I remember it. I was modelling for somebody, a designer who went to actually the same uni as me, called Billy Jacobina.
Oh my god, I remember!
Such good design. She did an amazing show. It was very pink, very colourful, very glitzy, gorgeous. And I was modelling that show, and I remember seeing you and Amanda come in, and I just thought they look like people that should literally my friends. So I just went off the stage. I just came off and just ran towards you and was like, hello!
The rest, as I say, is history. Then our friendship just flourished. Elizabeth came to Glasgow.
We did a Bumble event together.
Oh my god, so intense!
But also saw each other at various other fashion weeks.
This is where I feel like the universe just comes into play. Because Elizabeth invited me down for her 25th birthday.
Yes, I know.
And I came to Margate, and it was technically the second time, so I came with my granny to the caravan site when I was 5. But came to Margate, and basically was just in awe of this little silly seaside town.
I feel like I just brought you into full Margate immediately. Come to Margate Arts Club.
Oh, literally, here's all the best places for lunch.
Yeah, that's the little mini break, and it just felt like you fitted in just there and then.
Oh, I was literally thinking about it ever since I left. I even was about to do a house swap with someone. Yeah. There was so much happening. And then, basically, because of that, when January the next year came around, I just wanted a break from Glasgow, and so I thought, I'll be a month away. And then, I never left. So back to Bloomies. One day we were sitting over lunch, and I turned to Elizabeth, and I basically elevator pitched the idea of turning my collection of bloomers into a collaboration with Elizabeth Wibbly Designs, because Elizabeth Wibbly Designs has literally been, I have bought so much.
Yeah,
I've been a customer as well.
I was like, I need to make this more orange for one collection only. It did a full 70s collection. It was very orange. I knew so many people that just love that autumnal orangey tone, and I was like, this is made for you. Yes. All the gorgeous things with little bows and it was so meant to be. Literally our Venn diagram. Everybody's style and us together, even though we love colour, we've been very brave with this.
Exactly. Are you a little bunny in the picnic park? Are you a horse?
Literally everything has been covered.
Well, I've been doing content creation for over a decade now. But one of the things that I always have noticed, especially during the latter years, is so many pieces that I own, they're not available to everyone in the sense of plus size or disability. And especially with my own sensory needs, there's so much about Bloomies that I love. The fact you can pull them on, the soft fabric,
they're washable,
how they're so fun. Exactly. They're just having so much fun while being comfortable.
Yeah, that is one of the things that with my brand as well, before we collaborated and made Betty's Bloomies, had to be size inclusive, has to be comfortable, it has to be actually wearable. This is completely no shade, but so many brands make stuff, small business make stuff that are just totally unwearable, and I'm no, I actually want people to love my clothes for the rest of their life and actually wear them, get them shown, really, really, really good, because everybody has those special pieces that you don't wear much at all because they're very special, very delicate. But I'm no, Bloomies are meant to be worn.
Literally.
So much. And I feel like there's things in my wardrobe that I haven't had a look in since we've been making Bloomies. So yeah, that's really important.
Special occasion for the non-special occasion wear. I've been collecting Bloomies since I was about 17, 18 is when I got my first pair, and I've slowly but surely racked up the collection.
I was very much like, Bloomer shorts? Like, I had not seen many, and even though I sit
You've
here...
never done trousers?
No, I never did trousers, because trousers are literally like a seamstress's nightmare, like pattern grading nightmare. Like, I wouldn't even want to go anywhere near it. I was like, no, stretchy jersey tops are... Like, and even shirts, I'm like, I can fuck with a shirt. But like, yeah, doing trousers when like, the bodies are so different on the bottom half, like but then Bloomies is different because it's just elasticated. And
Yes.
Floaty and gorgeous and everything's elasticated, so it's also a lot easier and more forgiving. But yeah, bringing in the trouser narrative to my brand, I was like, this is a lot of work, which I think I was probably more prepared for how much.
Well, that's back to the Venn diagram. Love that I'm an ideas person, but the problem with my ideas is sometimes they're just not physically possible. But Elizabeth is the one with that
slightly
know-how.
unrealistic, but I'm like Sherry was literally like, I don't know when we had a meeting. I swear it was probably like literally April or May or something. You were like, and I want them to be ready by June. And I was like, no, it's not going to happen.
And the funny thing is I was just like, that's me being realistic.
Yeah. I was like, actually, I think like, there's quite a lot to work on. Really is quite a lot to do. And then, come November, they were ready. And
Come November.
They were ready, but even now, I'm like, we're like actually like heading towards the 2nd November, and I'm like, we still have so much that we want to do, and like, I still feel like we're just working on Bloomies constantly, working on it.
At the very start, it was the start. Everyone needs to start somewhere.
Dreams that could do so you want him to do you so much you could do anything.
And we definitely started somewhere.
Yeah.
Where we started
with love. We started with love, and loads of ideas.
One thing that I really pride ourselves like with Bloomies is that we are problem
solvers. We're very resilient. The character building,
so much character building
built. I've said it before, but yeah, we have been very resilient and like very quick to think on our feet. Come to resolutions. We're not giving up. There's been many times where people probably be like, just from a financial point of view, you should probably stop. And we're like, no, I think it's fine. Let's just keep going. I've never worked in a project like this in a collaboration where I have actually a very similar taste with somebody. So I think, that only worked really well. I feel like other people find that doesn't really work, but we were just like, let's just do all of it.
Yeah, literally.
So basically working out those styles, like you said, like you came to me with like, I've got these and these and these, and I think we immediately kind of came up with the names.
Yes.
Like the nifty that we
love alliteration.
N, and then we were like, okay, now every single one needs to start with it, which we have not kept to because the weenies are weenie. The boxers were Betty Boxer, and we were like, okay, at least we've got Betty Boxer, like BBB, but that works. But the weenies, there was just no other name for them.
No,
they just had to.
They're teeny weeny.
They're teeny weeny. They're the weenies. But the originals, the naughties, the nifties, and the nice. I don't even want to mention nice because like everyone's like, when are you gonna do the nice? And I'm like, honestly, we will do them as soon as.
We need to do it. For those that don't know about the nices.
I nearly wore them today and I was like, no, don't even show people. Like, everybody forget that they exist.
No, but I feel like the nices are going to haunt us for the end.
And those were my favourite.
When it came down to styles, we really did struggle with trying to pick the finals. Because Elizabeth's favourite were the nices.
Yeah.
Everyone loved the nices. But the thing is that they took the most amount of fabric,
time as well,
and time to make.
Yeah, the base was very simple, but all of the ruffling around it was like it was just a lot. Yeah, it was mostly a fabric issue as well. Yeah, and I think we thought we really, really in depth discussed every single thing, and we were like, the naughty and the nifty are the most different.
Yes, exactly.
So people can cope with like one of those. Like you're very much. You can be in both houses, but you're very much like one or the other. And we felt like the nice was the middle ground. We were like, it's Eastery, it's bonnets, it's the bunnies, like that. And we were like, we'll fully just bring that round next kind of year. And we did. Well, we didn't actually.
No, we said we were going to. We intend to. We
had every intention. I even replied to people's messages like, yeah, we're bringing them out, totally bringing them out in spring. And I'm like, no.
But what was funny is that, like, because when we were thinking about launching them in summer, we thought, what about a nice without a frill. And
the
the Bloomie was born.
But we made the Bloomie even more Bloomie.
Yes, because when we got the sample back, we weren't satisfied with how
Yeah.
the Bloomie
It was just a bit like
was Blooming.
it wasn't like whoop.
It was she was flat.
Yeah.
She was a
A
flat
flat
balloon.
balloon, burst balloon. It wasn't. But
no one loves a burst balloony.
calling the wrong names. But we always know which one we're talking
We
about.
always do.
You're like, so let's pack the nifty, and I'm like,
The naughties.
they're naughty. It's down. Yeah, I'm wearing them as we speak. We know it's like we know exactly which one we're talking about. But these and the nifties are like our OGs.
Yes.
And actually, like at the very beginning, I was like really not vibing with the nifty. I was like,
And Nifty was my favourite.
I was like,
But I am a little lad that likes berries and cream.
Yeah.
And you are the whore of the house.
I'm the whore of the house. I'm like, I'm wearing a trouser or I'm wearing a skirt that's literally up to my arse cheeks. Like, there's literally which is it?
But we've gotten into Nifty.
I know, it went through so much. Honestly, this is why I'm like, everyone can wear nifties. Everyone can wear Bloomies, but like everybody can wear nifties. Like, yes, they're fucking stunning.
And these were actually one of the first pairs made because they're made out of bed sheets. Like,
But these are the
oh,
quintessential you orange.
Oh,
Like,
it's the most me orange ever. And
They are
I just
perfect.
absolutely love them. They owe me nothing, as my mum says. And, like, it's great because they come out the wash dry.
yeah.
It's no iron.
Yeah.
Perfect.
No, they are.
It's so good. And so we loved the balloonies, and you guys loved the balloonies so much. But the one thing that we did find is the whore of the house didn't find them short enough. And then I wanted a pair. Elizabeth found this incredible stripy 1970s cotton that just had the most beautiful, like, starchy finish.
It was fantastic.
Oh, it was fantastic. And I was like, I need a pair of these. And then our seamstress said they were too short. We're like,
Make them
make
shorter.
it work.
Make them shorter. Obviously, we don't speak to them like that.
Make it work. Make it work.
We were like,
Faster.
if you wouldn't mind, just make a pair of weenies.
They came back and they were spectacular.
Yeah.
Actually spectacular. So the weenies were born.
The weenies were born in our fair arms. No, the weenies are literally perfect. And now I'm like, bin the balloonies. Get rid of them.
I still love a balloonie because a balloonie is not a nifty. It's a nice hybrid.
They are all their own, like, they are all their own versions, but I feel like I would say the gateway is probably the nifty for everybody. If you weren't sure, like, we have a lot of people that come to us and they're like, I don't like showing my legs, I don't like anything too short. The nifty is like your gateway, and then you'll be wearing balloonies.
Yeah.
You'll be wearing weenies.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be wearing naughties. Like, yeah, so when we were in the cafe, obviously Sherry was like, so I want to get this and da. So immediately I'm like thinking, this is such a fun collaboration. I didn't know this was coming. I was like, obviously well into it straight away. Felt so exciting.
Our biggest overlap is our taste and
references and that vintage imagery and that full like retro vibe, bright colours, dopamine dressing, and also wanting to be inclusive and be in comfort and have fun. Like, that's one of the main things.
Exactly. So I feel like the important fundamentals of the business were the things that they're saying, because I think that some people can be a bit like put off when you have a lot of overlap. But I actually think that that's a really good thing to have, because it means you're always on the same page.
Absolutely.
And then
it's really bolstered us because we have the clear vision. Like,
exactly.
There's some bits where we'll be like, oh, that's a you fabric, or that's a me colour, and we're like, that's so you, there's some, like, that's amazing, because it does, like, you know, going to branches out further out of each Venn diagram.
Exactly.
But having, like, when you look at it from a, like, practical, which we don't do very often, and, like, business point of view, you know,
all
like,
technical questions go straight to Elizabeth. Like, when we talk to our seamstress
stuff, I'm like,
our group chat with our seamstress is one of my favourite group chats, by the way. It is fantastic. But whenever I go on and I see a technical question, I'm just like,
I will wait.
I
But you know, there has been so much, like, we cut your first pattern piece.
learned how to cut a pattern piece.
We got left-handed scissors in the studio. Like, you know, I've had interns work with me that come from, like, you know, fashion degrees and stuff, and obviously there's a level of knowledge already there, but like starting from
scratch.
Yeah, but it was lovely, and I love it. Like, I love teaching and stuff, and we haven't even done a hell of a lot of it a hell of a lot of it since then. But just having that, like, you know,
the base knowledge.
yeah.
And also learning more about fabrics in general.
And why this fabric, yeah, sometimes you come in and, like, I say this with all the love, but you're like, this fabric, and I'm like, that's not
no,
work.
no, no. And I'm like, but why?
But, you know, then that, like, makes the whole brand stronger. And, like, you've taught me so much about, well, for one, just, like, actually posting more online.
Posting, you silly bitch!
Posting, you silly bitch! Like, and also just, like, you know, how you copyright things and you market things and, like, your persuasive text and everything like that. I'm like, yeah, that's really, really good. And that's really, really, really fucking helpful for the brand, because I'll just be like, tee, they're online. Oh. It makes, like, this combo work so incredibly well, because we're not butting heads over the same things. Like, we're literally like, this is where you excel, this is where I excel, let's make it work. And we can, like, run alongside together like, yeah! So that's, like, an amazing combo, and also a really unique kind of combo as well. Yeah, I think everybody should go for it. Like,
there's no such thing as a silly question,
no,
like, or silly idea. Like, literally, I'll be halfway through a thought and I'll realise that what I'm saying already wouldn't work because of the knowledge that Elizabeth's taught me. And Elizabeth's like, just finish it. I just want to hear it.
yeah,
anyway. Make come an idea. Like,
you know, say really silly things. Like, our brand was built on silly this. Silly questions are really, like, they actually solidify why we're not doing that as well. Like, so much about having a brand is, you know, when you're making that executive decision, it's like why you're doing this and not doing that. Like, that's
the
what
autistic urge to know why.
That's what makes the brand stronger. And, like, we're literally learning so much together and being able to create beautiful Bloomies and wear beautiful Bloomies at the same time. I'm like, yay!
Wild to think that if I didn't come to your birthday party,
I know, which I was very, very honoured that you did, because you came all the way from Glasgow. And I was like, you know, I'd love you to be there, but I know it's a long way. And you were like, I am coming. And I was like, I'm coming!
So if I didn't do that, and then probably wouldn't have came back to Margate.
Exactly.
This is the weirdest part about the whole thing. In the November, I had a chat, like, with a clairvoyant, like, I'm very spiritual, and they said that my that I had, like, a guardian angel and everything, and I always thought that's my granny.
Aww.
That was my granny, and I always thought it was her. And this clairvoyant was just like, it's no her. It's someone else. It's no the granny you think it is. And it's like, she keeps on talking about sewing. She's like, you're gonna find, like, and at the time I was just in quite a dark and quite a lonely place and just not knowing where I was going. And she's like, something about sewing. I was like, I've been saying to myself, I want to learn how to sew. I've been saying that, and that's my nana trying to get me up off my arse to learn how to sew, because my nana pretty much made all of the outfits for my mum and my auntie when she was growing up. So iconic. And so that happened in November, came here in the January, decided that by February, decided that it was staying here for at least 6 months or a year. Still here 2 years later. And then April was when Bloomies kind of came along. Yeah. So it's just like, I just think that, like, this whole experience has just been a gift.
And it's been so needed for both of us as well. Like, it really, really has. It's like, before you, like, came in and, you know, we started the brand together, like, I really needed extra, like, I was so burnt out with my brand. I was like, you know, it's something I, like, still think about. There's been so many other reasons as to why I've, like, put a massive pause on that, but, like, you really injected so much energy, which I really needed, because, like when you do a job and you work, like, and you are a small business, it feels like work, and it very much, like, put your bag down, rock up, and obviously still loved it, still so fucking grateful for being able to do it. But because you did bring in, like, so much energy and passion, I was just like, oh my God, like, this feels like fun again. Yeah. And, like, that was something that I really needed to kind of get my creative spark back, and also to feel like I did know stuff. Because when you work with someone that doesn't have the same knowledge that you do, I'm actually like, no,
I know so much stuff.
I learned some stuff, and I know what I'm doing.
Oh, like, you fucking do.
It's very, you know, validating, and also just motivating, because it is fucking hard out here being a small business. And I was just like, yeah, this is actually great. And to have someone else to lean on and, like, talk to your thoughts about, being like, because, you know, you don't want to come home with your work.
No.
But having someone in the studio, like, it's amazing, and like it can get quite lonely in a studio, or you just feel like you're kind of rattling around with your creative thoughts, like sewing, or I was used to just working with one other person, but like we literally bring so much energy like every time we do Bloomies, and we've got to the stage where we do it every Wednesday, and then every like we'll have another day every now and then that we bring in, but having that like structure of a Wednesday like has been amazing, like for both of us as freelancers.
Absolutely.
And we're like,
for the rest of it's
the
trickled
middle
down
of
into the rest of our
now.
life.
Yeah, it has. It's like
that joy. The
like,
joy of Bloomies is literally just like edged its way out, and so it's like
amazing.
You're all together like improving your life. And like if you would have said to me as well that like I'm 38 as well, like there's over a decade between us. I'm like, let's just give it a decade. Over a decade between us. The only time that I ever notice age difference is the
like,
cultural reference thing.
You'll be like Demi Moore, and I'm like, and you're like this film, and I'm like.
Also, I think that like especially when people are in their like mid to late 30s, it brings up a fear of all the reasons why you shouldn't.
Yeah.
And if any lesson that Bloomie's given me, it's like it's never too late.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be perfect.
That's
just post it, you silly bitch.
That's one of the best things you can do. Is it doesn't need to be perfect, because I literally like even this morning before we came in and shot this, I was just trying to make one pair that's mine perfect, and I was just like and actually like having someone being like they are amazing. It's not like we're botching it through. Our standards are very high, but it's more just being like, not even from a production point of view, but just from an everything. Like, there's no way that I would have launched anything without doing a photo shoot, without actually having probably worked out many of the things in any sense. And you were really
there's probably no way you would have probably launched a shorts brand in November.
Oh no, absolutely not. No one would do that apart from us together.
And sell out twice.
Exactly. Twice before Christmas. No, that was 80 pairs of Bloomies out.
80 pairs. Like, that's still like...
Yeah, it's still amazing. Like, still so happy. I just remember us just like skipping around in the cold, like, wow, like literally just on my phone, like, we've sold out. And we were literally down the road having a drink, and we were like, we've done it.
Having a wee shandy.
No, literally my first shandy. No, but like, there's so much more that we're going to go into in the other episodes as well, in a lot more detail. This one's really just like the intro, but we want it to, it has been so inspiring and motivating for both of us. So that's why we want to talk about it. Yeah, it's been lovely. So one of the early struggles, I think, was adapting, because we're both freelance and we have been for quite a while. Getting our schedules in line was and really and also like production and our like social lives, and me having like studio, you coming to studio, like there were so many things to adjust to. And also you'd only just moved down here, so you're adjusting from moving from Glasgow to Margate,
and I was still going back to Glasgow more regularly.
When I look back, I realised like so much of last year we weren't actually together, like, physically side by side, whereas this year's been a lot more consistent. So one of the early struggles, that not even a struggle really, because it wasn't hard, but it was just an adjustment, was really like getting into our stride of like, okay, this is Bloomie time. So that's why the Wednesdays have been amazing. We're like, it's Bloomie Wednesday, pick up, drop off with our seamstress. Having tiny little sheer ruched shorts arriving in like mid-November, like it's incredibly silly. But the reason it kind of took a while to get there from when we first had that discussion in April or whenever it was, I think is because we, there was a list of fundamentals where we were like, has to be this size inclusive. We were working with something that you underestimated how long it was going to take.
I couldn't believe with pattern production, and not just about the generalized pattern, but how the sizing is so different on each body shape, which was just obviously something that's always been so important to Elizabeth. But one of the main things with Bloomies, because vintage bloomers, when I tell you vintage bloomers only come in the teeniest of weeniest sizes, they do not exist in the plus size, and so it was really important to us that we nailed it.
And to be in line with my brand already, that was like there's like 3 extra small to 6XL. That was one of the things I was very focused.
And that's why you didn't do trousers.
Yeah, it was like it has to work with the same, like approximately UK 24. Like it has to align. So but also we were trying to be quite cost savvy, and I was saying like saying to Sherry, it's very expensive. Every pattern is like another cost, because you're having your seamstress's time to basically grade that pattern, and that's not something that they actually teach you at uni at all. At any uni I've went to, taught at, they don't teach you how to grade, which is just madness, to be honest.
So mad.
That's like one of the, God, I could talk about this forever, but it's like one of the things why Bloomies to be in like Margate and even just in the UK is so important to me, is because like everything's very, just ship it off and get it made somewhere else, and then you don't even think about the sizing. You're not even getting a look at the patterns, but like we are literally seeing those pattern pieces. Like it's so important that feels part of the Bloomie package. It's like we know where every single thing, how it's happening. We've like seen every single sample, tried it on friends, done those fittings. It's so important that we have like a little mini industry here. And
absolutely,
that's always been one of the most important things about my brand, is like keeping it super local, like from a sustainability point of view, but also from just like building a creative community down here. And like Margate, if you haven't visited, is such a creative space, and it's just amazing that we get to tell people, yeah, they're actually fucking made here. I think of one of the things that we did that seems so silly was we bought pink and green and orange inner elastic for the naughties that was 4 times as expensive as just buying white or black. And we were like,
no,
we
I literally remember us seriously considering that.
And we were at my desk like, but we could just use the pink inside and use the orange elastic in the orange pairs and the green elastic in the green pairs. Like, such a silly additional cost. But
but that would have literally made like don't we need like 50 meters of it or something like that for a naughty?
Hundreds of like we worked it out, and I was like, this is we're spending about like £4 or £5 of just elastic on one pair. In a size small. Like when you're then using multiples of that fabric to make plus size, I was like, this isn't expected. Like something had to go. And I think that was really part of the because we didn't want to price anyone out. Like, it has to be fair wages for like our seamstresses that work for us. Wow. We always say we don't do it for money. We don't do it for love. But anyway, in theory, it's ethical for us from a financial point of view. But we were like, some things had to give. But I think one of the things that was really exciting for you was when I was like, these are the labels that we're making.
But
I was like making the Bloomies labels, like, these are the labels, because for me that's such a personal touch, which is like, that makes it feel like a fucking brand.
I couldn't believe it, because it was so wild. Like during all this like chat about like what style are we gonna do, what fabrics are we gonna do, what are the names, I did not even consider a logo, a label, branding, and
this is my favourite thing to do. Like, despite designing clothes, I fucking love branding.
Oh no, and I too love branding, but again, I love it. I don't have the skills for it, so it's like I created my own personal brand just by a colour.
Yes, by existing and showing up and using the things around you to create.
But I love fonts. I love branding and making things like have a personality.
That's it.
Inanimate objects, giving them personality is like my favourite thing in all this life. So when Elizabeth was just like, I was thinking this was a label,
just draw it up in felt tip. That's my way to do it. Always draw in pen.
My heart skipped a beat.
Make it digital. That was such a special day though, being like, this is gonna be, and like now we've got a fucking tattoo.
I know. Like, where is it? Get it out! When we launched Bloomies, we launched with sheer naughties.
Yes.
And they came in pistachio, pink, orange.
Everything was an ice cream flavour. So yeah, pistachio, tangerine, rose. I'm gonna say it's an ice cream flavour. And like the fact that we got to Siggy. We were like, it's an ice cream flavour.
Yummy.
Siggy.
We put the poll up. Should we call it nicotine or Siggy? I think that shows how serious the brand is.
Exactly. So we launched with the ice cream naughties, and I think there was like 4 or 5 different colours, and then it was cotton
Yeah, the 100% cotton
nifties.
Yeah.
And that was all that we launched on.
Yeah.
And with that, we had a receipt which basically had the exact breakdown of every single cost, which was just really great because we could have that really transparent.
Yeah, that was really important. And I think that is worth noting again, because so many brands don't do that. And even like, whether it's your high street brand or your high end brand, like, you actually have no idea. We were being upfront, like, this is how much we're making. And I think that's, that really also helps people understand the price point as well. Like, because it's a collaboration between both of us. Like, we both need that income. We've got 2 seamstresses with us now. Like, the cost of the materials. Like, if you don't have that knowledge of the fashion industry and a localized fashion industry where we're getting pretty much everything that we use from this town, or at least from the UK, you need to understand that price point. And I think that was a really special thing that we did, and something that should be celebrated.
And you know what? Something I felt so cunty when I was telling someone. I was just like, oh my God, look at me, so knowledgeable. They were like complaining about the price of the naughties. And I was like, well, actually, we use Gutermann
threads.
Elastic.
That was something that I was like,
because they're tried and tested.
I was like, we cannot budge on this. Like, I'd made a collection previously that had so much shirring in it to the point where I was like, I'm never shirring anything ever again. And then you were like, naughties. And I was like, oh no. Fine.
And we have to get the train to go get it. Exactly. Like, literally. Like, I mean, what a small business. When we source our fabric, we might not even be able to make all the fabric and all the different sizes. It's just like we have to pick and choose because we're like,
it's very specific
fabric that's not going to landfill. The best of the best threads.
Absolutely.
It's all these different things. All these things don't make sense, but together they do.
From a financial business point of view. Yeah, that's what makes it so special, because nearly every pair is very special and very, very limited. Like, we would love to recreate some of the like one-off pieces that we've done, but we shan't, because they're one-offs. They're special.
Well, not only because we shan't, but we also just can't. And that's been the first year of Bloomies.
Has it? I don't know about that.
Every week, to mark the kind of end of the episode, we are going to ask each other a chaos question. So we don't know what the question is. We're going to come up with it, and then we're going to do a quick fire, yes or no, would we do it again, basically. So,
Chaos question!
I have my question ready.
Go.
Would you sell shorts in November again? 3, 2, 1, yes!
No.
Why? Okay, I need to know why.
Okay, I wouldn't launch shorts in November again. I would continue to sell shorts in November.
Yes.
Let's just make that clear.
Yes, because we will be.
Oh, exactly. But the actual launching in November, I think, is a bit of an anomaly. And I think that like the reason why it was so successful was powered by passion.
Yeah, people
and the
really
fact that we had an existing platform.
Yeah, people could really, really see. And actually, thinking about it, me especially, like, we weren't ready. Like, people were like, just do it now, we're ready to buy them now. Like, people were really like, we want them this week.
Hand off.
We want them this week, especially like your audience on TikTok and stuff. They were like, so I was like, okie dokie. Like, let's go for it. Okay, I said yes because this is from a sustainability point of view. Bloomies are to be worn all year round. Like, you do a tight, a long boot and a stocking. And under, like, your Bloomies don't even have to be seen. You could be wearing your little Bloomies underneath your gorgeous little prairie dress.
Well, that's for original function.
Well, exactly, to hide your knickers, So I think, yes, I would, actually, because I think it's very silly. And also, no one else is selling shorts at that time, so I'm like, push the market. Question.
My question for you is, would you work with someone with zero garment technical experience again?
Oh, this is hard. This is hard to do yes or no, because if I don't know them or like them, no. But ultimately, well, actually, I'm going to say no, just because I'm doing it with you. I wouldn't need to do it with anyone else. Genuinely. No, that is.
Well, clearly I wouldn't, because chaos enough when someone actually knows what they're doing. I am so thankful to be able to be on this journey with Elizabeth. Like, as I said before, like, literally one of my favourite designers before all of this in general. So to be doing this together is such a dream, and it just fulfills my life so much.
Bloomies! We literally wake up going, Bloomies. I go to sleep like,
Thank you for joining us here in Bloomieland.
oh, well, this is our temporary Bloomieland.
I know! Margate Suites is one of the most beautiful.
We were screaming the whole time we came to
Airbnbs.
look round. We were literally like, oh my God. And we've seen photos, but it still stunned us.
Absolutely.
It's
And
gorgeous.
you are invited to come on over to Bloomieland here at Created in Chaos, because we're going to be filming in every single room.
It's going to get very silly.
Give them the old razzle dazzle, razzle dazzle.
Okay, so I hope you've really enjoyed listening to this first episode. There will be more, so absolutely please stay tuned. We have so many things that we could literally just absolutely yap forever about.
Oh, I am working up the appetite thinking about it. We're going to talk manufacturing, sustainability, how we balance online, offline.
and also just like a general Q&A towards the end. If there's loads of questions that you've got that don't get answered from all of this chatting, then we'd love to hear from you. You can just message us. We hope you've enjoyed listening and watching this first episode of
Created in Chaos!
Brought to you by Bloomies!
Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and
Sign up to the mailing list.
Bloomies! Bloomies, Bloomies, Bloomies.